Aaron Chen here. If you're watching this video right now, you might be doing some research on this product right here. It's called List Leverage, okay? So I'm gonna give you some information on List Leverage. If you're checking it out as a program, you might be like, oh, Aaron, I want to learn how to make money on the internet, but I just want to make sure that this is the right thing for me. I'm gonna break this all down, explain to you how List Leverage really works, what it's about, what are the pros and cons, and then you can make the decision for yourself, okay? Now, I've reviewed many different programs over the years, in fact, hundreds, and List Leverage is essentially kind of like a business opportunity, okay? It's a really interesting one, actually. I've never really seen a business opportunity that's been structured in this way, but that's basically what it is. It's a marketing system slash business opportunity all in one, if that makes sense. Now, what they focus on is they focus on list building, okay? Now, the way it works is that when you sign up with List Leverage, you basically sign up at either the $49 per month level, and you can see that right here, newbie program, or as the annual at $398 per year, okay? Now, what do you get for $49? You basically get a capture page, which is basically how you capture emails, all right? And then you have to also invest in their email autoresponder and their traffic suite, okay? Now, you can make commissions from them as well. And the commissions that you make, I've done my research, right? Is that if you resell this program to other people, okay, you make $20 on List Leverage itself, you make $12 on their email autoresponder system, which is $12 per month, and you get $56 per month on their traffic suite, which basically runs the capture pages and the funnel and all that kind of stuff, okay? So in total, you can make recurring $88 per month every time you sell this program, which is not bad, okay? And then you can also make what we call high ticket commissions when people want to buy traffic packages to put through this system, okay? Now, the traffic packages, which you would have to buy yourself, all right, are actually not that cheap. They're quite expensive. In fact, they're in the hundreds and thousands of dollars. So like $500 package, $1,000 package, $2,000 package, $3,000 package. But at the same time, you're getting, hundreds and, thousands of leads, but it's not cheap, okay? So what they use is they use solo ads, which I very much dislike, okay? In fact, the first 8 years that I've been online, I started in 2009, I failed mainly because of solo ads. The problem with solo ads, and you can see this right here, right? List Leverage powered by Traffic Authority. So Traffic Authority is a solo ad vendor. Okay, so what they do is they sell solo traffic, which is basically email ads. And what they do is they amass all this traffic online through email, and they sell all the emails to whatever offer that you want to buy. So for example, if you wanted to buy a solo ad, you would just go to Traffic Authority, you would buy a traffic package, okay? Let's just say it costs $1,000, and they might give you 1,000 clicks, okay? Not leads, clicks. So maybe it's $1 per click, for example. And then if your capture page from List Leverage converts well, let's say converts at 50%, for your 1,000 clicks, you generate 500 leads, and that's what you paid for. So then so the cost of the lead is $2 per lead, right? And then you convert what you convert. Now, here's a big problem with solo ads, which I don't like. And a lot of programs online in the internet marketing business opportunity MLM space, this is what they all teach, right? Is they teach solo ads because you don't have to learn how to do anything. All you have to do is go to a solo ad vendor, buy the clicks, and then you cross your fingers and hope that you make sales, right? Now, the problem with solo ads in general, okay, I'm talking about in general, is that they're very low quality because you don't know where the traffic is coming from. In fact, a lot of these solo ad vendors like Traffic Authority and Udemy and all these other places, right? They resell their traffic over and over again. So what do you think happens to the quality of the traffic if people are just bombarding their list over and over again by selling clicks, quote unquote clicks and offers to this email list? Well, they're going to become pretty unresponsive, right? They'll click on this stuff, but they won't buy. And that's why finding good quality solo traffic is very hard to find, okay? So there are a couple of issues with this program, right? Now, in theory, you could make money from List Leverage. Okay. Oh, and another thing I should mention is the reason why the whole thing about list leverage, which I don't think is such a big deal to be honest, is that every fifth email that you generate, it gets passed up to your sponsor. So that way, that if you're recruiting a lot of people, then you get free leads passed up to you. Okay. So if you're recruiting a lot of people into list leverage, every fifth lead that they generate on the bottom comes up to you as a sponsor. That's part of their system, all right? So you're getting free leads basically, okay? But there's a couple of problems with this, right? So again, in theory, if you had enough money to spend, you could make some money from this program, all right? The problem is, and I'll explain a few of the problems, okay? The problem is that everyone is using the same capture pages, which means that everybody looks the same, okay? Now, even though there is an option to upgrade and get different capture pages, it's still all the same capture pages. So even if there are like 5 or 10 capture pages, everybody's using the same 5 or 10 capture pages. Now, if everybody is buying from the same traffic source, which is Traffic Authority, the same traffic packages, what happens is your capture pages get seen all the time by the same traffic vendors. Does that make sense, right? And so when that happens, initially when the system first comes out, and this is always the same with all systems, right? Initially, when the system first comes out, the conversions are quite high because the capture page is unique. But after a while, because there are going to be thousands of list leverage affiliates, right, all using the same capture pages, the conversion rates go down. And that's a problem with systems in general. These, make money done for you systems, because this is pretty much a done for you system, right? It's a business in a box kind of thing, right? So what happens is the conversions plummet. Okay, now, so that's one big problem. The second big problem with it is they're focusing only on solo ads. They're not teaching you Facebook marketing. They're not teaching you YouTube marketing. They're not teaching you Google ads. They're not teaching banner ads. They're not teaching influencer networks. So you're relying 100% on Traffic Authority to deliver high quality solo ads to you. And I've reviewed Traffic Authority. The traffic is questionable. Okay, the quality is it's hit or miss. You might make some money, you might lose a lot of money. Okay, you spend $1,000, you might not even make $1,000 back, which means that you're not in profit, you're in the negative. And that's why I lost so much money in the first 8 years that I was marketing. It was because everyone told me to just buy solo ads, buy solo ads, buy solo ads. But there's so few places that you can find good quality solo ads. Does that make sense, right? And because so that's the second problem. The third problem is that if anything happens to list leverage, you are basically screwed because your entire business is gone, right? Think about this for a second, right? You're not learning anything. You're not learning marketing. You're not learning how to drive traffic. You're not learning copywriting. You're not learning how to convert leads into sales. And if list leverage was to close, you would lose your entire system. Does that make sense, right? Because you don't own anything. List leverage owns everything. They own all the emails. They own your capture pages. They own the software suite, right? So in terms of arbitrage and, diversifying your portfolio, you're not doing any of that. Okay, all your tools are in one place. Your entire business, in fact, is in one place, and that is a problem. Okay, because companies come and go, right? And the other thing is that you're not learning anything. List leverage is not teaching you any marketing skills. They're just saying, hey, buy my system. So for $49, you get a capture page, and then you buy traffic from us. We set up all your emails, and we resell the list leverage program over and over and over again. Now, do you know what that's called? That's called a pyramid scheme, okay? Because when something only sells itself, right, that is kind of like a pyramid scheme because it was bordering on pyramid scheme anyway. Because yes, they are getting you leads and sales and stuff like that, but it's selling itself over it. It's a closed loop system. Does that make sense, right? They're not teaching you how to sell whatever you want to sell. And that's a problem because, as I mentioned earlier, you're not learning any marketing, okay? If they close down, you're screwed. Your entire business is gone. They only focus on solo ads and they own that solo ad company, which is also a problem, right? They're not teaching you how to go out to buy, So I wouldn't even focus on solo ads at all. But if they taught you how to buy other solo ads from other vendors, okay, that's kind of like you're trying to diversify your solo ad portfolio. But they're not even doing that. They're saying you just buy from us only. Okay, so that's a problem because if you're only buying from them and the quality of their traffic is not very good, like it's not, okay, you're gonna lose a lot of money and you're stuck with them. Does that make sense, right? So there's a lot of issues with this system, okay? I wouldn't, now don't get me wrong, if you're lucky and you set this all up and you get a good batch of solo ads, you might be able to make a little bit of money, okay? But in the long term, I don't think that this is a profitable business model. How do I know that? Because I've been in so many business models like this, where basically they own the capture pages, they own the emails, they recommend solo ad traffic, and it's just kind of like a closed loop system, right? And you're not learning any marketing. So you're basically at the mercy of this company, List Leverage, okay? And when you're at the mercy of another company and you don't know what you're doing, you're not really learning marketing. And the only way that you can do well in this industry is if you learn and understand what you're doing, okay? I know that sounds like a lot of work, like you have to learn how to build your own capture pages, you have to learn a little bit about copywriting, you have to learn a little bit about email, you need to learn a little bit about generating your own traffic, okay? But these are the money-making skills, right? So if you're not willing to do that, you're probably not going to do that well in online marketing anyway, okay? And that's a huge warning for me, because I've been in multiple programs like List Leverage in the past, and I ended up spending thousands of dollars on traffic and the programs and the software and all that, and I could never be profitable on a monthly basis. That was my biggest problem, right? So as a program, I would say that there's a lot of problems with List Leverage, okay? It's not that you can't make money from them. You could probably make a little bit of money, but if you're talking about, building your business on a solid foundation of steel, cement, and stone, then this is not it, okay? This kind of program is like building a shack on a layer of quicksand. You might make a little bit of money today, but tomorrow your entire business could be gone because you don't know what you're doing. You're focusing just on solo traffic, which is crap quality. I talk about it a lot in my YouTube videos. It's just the lowest quality traffic out there, right? They're not teaching you any marketing skills at all. You're relying 100% on their system, which is a problem. And they're only reselling List Leverage, which is kind of like a closed loop system, which is kind of like a pyramid scheme. Does that make sense, right? You're only selling List Leverage, right? The best trainings out there are the ones that teach you how to market so you can sell any program you want. That means that if something happened to List Leverage, you should still be able to make money. You should still be able to promote the products that you want to promote. But they're not teaching you how to do that. They're just teaching you how to promote List Leverage itself, because they want to make it so quote unquote simple that they make all the money and you don't have to really do anything. You just have to set it all up. You press a button, you give them the money, they drive the traffic for you, and you cross your fingers and hopefully that you make money. Now, some people will make a little bit of money, but for the most part, and I can almost guarantee this, most people won't make money, okay, from a system like this because of everything that we just spoke about just now, okay? So it's up to you on whether you would like to invest in List Leverage, but I don't think a program like this will do you any good. It's like being on training wheels for the rest of your online career. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But listen, if you're here right now and you're like, Aaron, well, how do I do this then? Well, listen, I went through this entire, I went through many, many kinds of programs like this for the first 8 years, right? It wasn't until 2016 when I learned what I'm telling you right now about marketing, about learning how to do this all, learning the skills to do this on your own. And it's not difficult. You just need to be shown how to do it, right? That's when I finally broke through. So from 2016 to 2019, I learned how to market properly. I tripled my old corporate income. And in April 2019, I made 3 times what I was making in my corporate job. I left my corporate job and now I do this 100% full-time from home. And I have hundreds of students all over the world who are learning how to do this as well, right? So you're not trapped by a system. You're learning real marketing skills, and you will never be held ransom by any quote-unquote done-for-you system, which most of the time does not work because there are tens of thousands of other affiliates out there using the same thing. And when you look the same, it reduces your conversions. That's huge, okay? So if you're like, Aaron, well, where do I learn how to do all this stuff then? Well, all you need to do is click the link right below this video, okay? And right below this video, there's a link in the description box. It's gonna lead you to my capture page, my website. Enter your best email in there, and I will send you a video that will show you step by step how this all works, okay? How do you break down your business? How do you really learn how to market properly? How do you build a business so that you're not held ransom by any done-for-you marketing system, which most of the time, like I mentioned several times in this video, they just don't work. You might make a couple of sales at the beginning, but we're talking about a long-term business, right? Do you want to build a business that's here today, gone tomorrow, or do you want to build a business that's going to last you 50 plus years that you can pass on to your kids and your kids' kids, right? I would rather have a long-term business than a flash-in-the-pan business, okay? And so for me, After, my first 8 years blowing more than $90,000 on systems like this, I highly recommend that you don't go down this road, right? That's just my personal opinion. Take what you want from it. But if you would like to learn how to do this properly, then just click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next page. My name's Aaron Chen. Hope to speak to you soon. Take care.